This session covers some approaches that providers can use to assess the financial viability of some of the collaboration options outlined in other sessions. I'll focus on the collaboration options that are distinctly quantifiable and therefore able to be substantially assessed without having to consider matters that are subjective or difficult to quantify, like organisational culture. Before we look at any specific collaboration model, let's consider the general style of analysis that will be useful here. For the most part, these analyses focus on operating costs and on the scope to reduce operating costs through some form of collaboration. When thinking about costs, you might find it useful to stop thinking about dollar values and start thinking about what it is your organisation consumes. There's staff time, use of buildings and motor vehicles, insurance coverage, consumables, the list goes on, and in what volumes per year. This perspective makes the analysis feel very tangible and consequently more difficult to get wrong. Once you have a good idea of what is being consumed and what quantities, you can apply rates, that is, the amount being paid for each unit of consumption, to arrive at total operating costs. Operating costs are an important part of the analysis and probably the most important part for most organisations, but we also need to consider capital costs. Capital costs are amounts that have been invested in assets. Examples of assets are cars and software systems. Capital costs will come into consideration if new investments are required for the collaboration to succeed and/or if existing investments are devalued by the proposed collaboration. We'll go into further detail about what that might look like when we look at the different collaboration options, but as a quick example, if your organisation just installed a new payroll system at a cost of say $50,000 and you're now looking at outsourcing your payroll function, then the value of that investment will be written down to zero, a one-off cost of entering the collaboration of $50,000. The rest of this section is technically focused, so we're going to display screen capture video as we discuss the analysis tool.